top 10 running backs heading into 2022.
Like Buster Rhymes said, watch me get down and do my thing.
2020. Okay, let's put this list up. At number 10, it was actually a tie. It was Saquon Barkley and Spike from Little Giants. But we'll go with Saquon Barkley. I think he's going to have a bounce-back year, be healthy. He's a special talent. I want to see him have a good year for the New York Football Giants. Joe Mixon on the list, took his team to the Super Bowl last year. Aaron Jones, I'm not a huge fan of, but he does put up good numbers, and he seems to get the job done for the Packers when they need him. I think Austin is a transcendent talent and going to have a huge year for the Bolts, the JV team of SoFi. Look, when you look at 3 through 6 on my list, these are guys who can catch the ball out of the backfield. These are guys who are dynamic playmakers. You could interchange all of them. And I think there's a real separation between 1 and 2 and 3 to 6. I think Jonathan Taylor and Derrick Henry are notches above everybody else in the NFL right now. And this is my top 10 running back list. So please break it down, break it apart. Tell me why I'm a disgrace to my family and I am a downfall of American media.
just a couple of guys on there that you'll see my list in a second, but I think you're totally right. The top 2 guys are clear head and shoulders above everyone else. And then I think after that, it's kind of personal preference. It's who you like. It's if you think the team that they're on is going to do well this year. It's the situation that they're in. Are they running back by committee? Do they have a talented quarterback next to them? Do they have a quarterback you can rely on? What is the coaching staff, the offensive scheme, etc.?
If Baker answered the question honestly, who do you think he'd rather have as his running mate, Nick Chubb or Christian McCaffrey?
Oh, wow. I think he would say, I have no idea.
That's what I think he would say.
Wow, that's a really tough question.
That's the situation he's in right now.
I think that's great. It's a win-win for Baker Mayfield.
Yeah. All right, let's get to
let's look at my list. You know, funny, we both had Saquon Barkley number 10.
Yeah,
I
maybe
actually
a bounce back
think
year for Saquon.
I think the Giants are kind of play better than people are expecting, and I think that he bounces back. Look, we've talked a lot about Denver and Russell Wilson and the offense there. Javonte Williams is a superstar, okay? He's going to be awesome this season, so I have him at number 9. McCaffrey, it just comes down to availability, TJ. Like, I can't trust him to stay healthy for a full season, but when he's out there, he's clearly the best player on the field, so I have him 8. Aaron Jones is just going to get a lot of looks now with that Green Bay offense that's probably going to have to rely on him a little bit more. Dalvin Cook is supremely talented. I just don't love Minnesota as a team. Najee Harris is going to get the ball a lot. And when I mean a lot, he's going to get the ball a lot this year. Like 400 touches probably for Najee Harris. He might lead the NFL in touchdowns. We just don't know who his quarterback is, but he's a really good player. Joe Mixon is awesome with Cincinnati. They're going to have a great season again. And I love the Chargers to make a leap this season. Justin Herbert might very well be MVP, and Austin Eckler's probably going to have 12 to 15 touchdowns. And then Derrick Henry and Jonathan Taylor, take your pick. I love JT.
Strong list, strong list. This isn't for fantasy reasons either. This is just who's the best at football,
Absolutely.
Not fantasy football, real football. Now, ladies and gentlemen, from Altoona, Pennsylvania, TJ Jefferson.
Holler if you hear me. Let's pop that list up and get this. Before we pop that, I was going to preface this, but he put it up. I'm just going to say this. I led off with Ezekiel Elliott, and I know what the mouth breathers online.
There we go.
And I didn't want to count you as a mouth breather, but you chimed in first, so I'm going to say.
Is this your Mac Jones pick?
But it's not. It's not. Let me.
You love crop tops. We get it.
I mean, I'll stop speaking until you guys are done interrupting.
Shut up and let me answer. Well, just shut up and let me answer.
Are we done? Okay. Here's what I'm saying about Ezekiel Elliott at number 10. First and foremost, Ben Lyons, what have you been preaching about all week since you've been here? What kind of ability is the best type of ability?
Availability.
Okay, so Ezekiel Elliott played in how many games last year? 17. How many games did the Cowboys have last year? 17. He was the number 7 rusher in the league in terms of yards, and he had 10 touchdowns. How
many games did you play the season before?
Well, we're not talking about the season before. We're talking about coming into this season. Okay. So everyone wants to crap on Zeke and say that he's this, that, and the third, and he's down. But I'm going to tell you, for you people who are going to say that I'm crazy, look at the numbers. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie. Ezekiel Elliott, yes, his production should go down a little bit, I'm hoping, because of Pollard. So I'm hoping that he takes away some of that load off of Zeke. So in the fourth quarter, later in the season, let that just human wrecking ball go to work. But you can't tell me that Ezekiel Elliott's not one of the top 10 running backs in the NFL. I mean, you could. You'd be wrong, but you could tell me anything you want. All right, well, let's go up to my next pick here. Coming at number 9, Najee Harris. I'm with you, Brockman. I feel like he's poised for a breakout here, and he's going to get all the touches. He's going to get all the carries, and might score all the touchdowns. At 8, Christian McCaffrey. The reason I have him here is very simply, like you said, I don't know what I'm going to get out of Christian McCaffrey. If I knew I could count on him for 17 games, he'd be 1 or 2 on the list. But the fact of the matter is, the last 2 seasons, we haven't seen Christian McCaffrey. So I feel 8 is probably a good place to put him. Now, if he was healthy, yes, he'd be higher, but we don't know what we're getting. Coming at number 7, from 7 to 1, guys, if you just want to pick some of these out of a hat and argue them, I think they're pretty interchangeable. But Austin Eckler, I'm a big fan of his. I think he's going to have a great season. Antonio Gibson, you guys know how I feel about the Washington football team, so you can understand how hard it is for me to put a player on my list, especially this high. But he's dope, guys. Joe Mixon, great season last year. I think that'll continue. Nick Chubb, the only reason I have him at 4, and maybe not a little higher, is because Kareem Hunt is there. He's still a great running back. He's definitely going to take some carries, some of the yards away from Chubb, even though, he had a great season. Then we got Mr. Dalvin Cook. Shout out to Audacy. He's in there at 3. And coming at number 2, Derrick Henry. I know we talked about injuries and availability, and we know Derrick got hurt last year. But the fact of the matter is, the dude's rushing total still had him, I believe, in the top 10 for the majority of the year, and he missed, 8 games? I'm not sure about the games, but Derrick Henry's built different. No, people say they're built different. No, Derrick Henry is built different, and that's why I think he'll be able to come back after this injury. And Jonathan Taylor, friend of the show, he's a monster. He's a beast. I love this kid, and I think right now he's the most talented back in the National Football League. So that's
strong
my
list, TJ. Strong list. Antonio Gibson getting some love. Yesterday when we were breaking this down, we were like, are there even 10 good running backs? How would you even?
There's more than
this
10
exercise has proven that the state of the running back in the NFL is alive and well.
And I didn't have Nick Chubb on my list, and I feel the need to defend that really quickly because he is an awesome, talented player. I just think Cleveland is such a dysfunctional situation with the quarterback. It looks like it's probably going to be Jacoby Brissett for a while. So, look, Nick Chubb is going to face a lot of 8-9-man boxes, and I just think that's going to be a tough situation.
Also, I don't believe any of us had Alvin Kamara on.
I did. I had him on my list. Okay. You didn't on yours.
I didn't have mine either.
I don't know.
I love Kamara. Look, there's only 10 spots, man, and we got to we're reaching here. We're trying to predict what we think, and that's all.
And
that
also,
is, so.
Again, another question mark at quarterback. We don't know what Jameis is going to look like coming back this year, and Alvin Kamara is facing a legal issue, so we don't know if he's going to miss the first part of the season. So that's remains to be seen.